Hi. How does a cough always come up? Just as StreamYard goes live, it always happens. Anyway, good morning. How are you this morning? And welcome to my second live of the week. I've not put my banner on, so I will do that. Let's see if I've got, yes, and I've put the right one on. Woohoo, Mandy, well done. How are you? The sun is shining here in Del Beatty. The temperature has dropped considerably over the last few days, but the sun is shining. So I'm not complaining as long as the sun's out. I can't wait to do a live for you guys without 3 fire doors in the background. I can't move them. They're so heavy, I can't even lift them. So that's a permanent fixture until the fire doors get finished, which hopefully will be this weekend. Anyway, for those of you that don't know me, I will do my normal introduction. Hi, I'm Mandy Nicholson, and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist, I'm an author, and I help wonderful creative women like you to launch, grow, and scale their businesses and make more money. And today I am very windy and sunny here in Northumberland, that is, Rebecca. So yeah, the weather, you never know what you're going to get, do you? This week and next week, on the lead up to the 5-day challenge, I am talking all about the mind of a creative. I did on Tuesday night. My live on Tuesday night was focused on the mind of a creative, and I focused on pulling out some of the points in this handout. And today I want to do a little bit of a deeper dive into some of the points that sit in this handout. Now, if you haven't got this, this is my work from about, it's taken me a couple of years to really study and put this together. So it's literally half a dozen, 4 or 5 pages and 35 things that happen in the creatives that I've come across in my life, the things that happen in the mind of a creative, that we are naturally drawn to, that we have natural tendencies for, and that once you understand that these are the things that happen with all of us, you feel less alone and less isolated and more connected. So that's why I wanted to talk about this for a couple of weeks. There's so much on here with 35 points. So today I wanted to pick out some of the things that I've written on here that are interwoven. There's like a red thread that goes through them. So I'm going to start by picking out one here, and then I'm going to pick out the rest that I think are interconnected and talk about them in a deeper way. So point number 9 on here is you feel deeply. Creatives feel deeply. We are human emotion. Good morning, Sati. We are human emotion personified. That's what I've written here. And I mentioned this one on Tuesday night, but I want to go a bit deeper with this one. You're passionate about your creativity and how that evolves and emerges into the world, whether that's writing, whether that's painting, whether that's mosaics. Morning, I just said mosaics as Carmela popped up. Morning, Carmela. Whatever your medium is, morning, Kirsten, you are passionate about it, and you want to show the dark and the light side of the world. You're so interconnected with your emotions and what you see, and you don't just feel for you, you feel for others. You feel for the world. You feel the energy and the crisis and the passion and the suffering and the joy that is out there in humanity. Morning, Andrea. So you are connected to that. This is what makes great artists and great creatives great. So let's just look at some of the great creatives, and I'm going to pick the ones that I've used the rooms for. If you look at Vincent van Gogh and how passionate he was in his art, how he depicted the things that he did, he was so connected to the world around him, other people's suffering, the beauty in the world, the drama in the world, as was Picasso. Let's use all of them. Picasso was drawn to paint Guernica because of because of what happened in that town in Spain during the war that was just devastating. And it's his most famous painting, and the passion and the emotion that's in it is why it's his most famous painting. And then you look at Monet, who wanted to bring this impressionistic view of the world and showcase flowers and nature. So passionate, all of them. Those are the 3 rooms that I've got here at the Art Bank. Those are the 3 artists that I can talk about today because I'm very, very connected with them because I've read all the biographies. But note, please note, where are the women who are as famous as these men? I know there's Frida Kahlo and there's lots of other women that were, Bertha Morisot and lots of women that were, but they are such a small minority, and there's a reason for this. Because men and women are different in the way that they express and feel their emotions. We feel far more deeply. We are providers and mothers. We have another job on this planet other than being just an artist. If you look at some of these great artists, they are men and they've had their studios, they've dedicated their life to their art. They've been, not Van Gogh. Van Gogh dedicated his life to his art, but he never made it during his lifetime. But look now, he's one of the most prolific artists, one of the most famous artists on the planet. But these men had many mistresses and many muses. But women have to still function as women, giving birth to children, caring for children. Our emotions are deeper. We feel deeper. We are connected deeper because of all these things. And then if we're creative, there's a whole other layer because we're feeling for humanity. We put that into our work, but we sometimes put our work to the side for the sake of getting on with life. And it's almost like it can't become as important as it has for some of these men. Now, I know there are lots of women out there that have dedicated their life to their art and struggled through. Ain't that the truth? Women is not as listened to. Yes, Kirstine, look at what has happened to those poor families that were not listened to when they were giving birth in the news right now. I know, it's horrendous, isn't it? Women are not listened to. This is why I stepped into the space, the creative space, to be the foghorn of the creative space, bringing all this to light. So you are very, very emotional. We feel things really deeply. You are very intuitive. Many of you on this call right now are more than intuitive. You're a bit woo-woo. You're connected to spiritual energy as well as being creative. That shows up through your work. So we have a different level of emotion that we can show in our paintings. Picasso saw the disaster of Guernica and painted it. It's very masculine. It's a very masculine painting. It's black and white and grey, and it's very cubist. I think if a woman had painted that same thing, it would have been completely different because we feel and we express at a completely different level. So when we're going into the mind of a creative, we've got to understand how these things affect our lives. And I'm going to tell you now that they also hold you back because you will always put other people, your children, your pets, the world before your own needs. And this is why you will struggle to charge your worth. I love being a bit woo-woo. We all love being a bit woo-woo, don't we? That's part of the wonder of how we see things. So you are deeply intuitive, you are deeply emotion, you are deeply connected to the world. Yeah, this means that you can be difficult to live with because you are a whole contrast in a big ball of emotions. There's dark and light going on. There's this fight within you. This is I want what I want to do, but this is what I've got to do. I feel tied to this, but I want to be doing this. There's this fight going on inside of you as a creative of what you truly dream of and what you truly want to do and what you've ended up doing. And I understand that because, I would love nothing better than to have no possessions, no house, just sit a little hut at the side of a loch, painting every day. But there's responsibilities in life. And some of those responsibilities are part of standing up and speaking out and helping other women to do exactly the same thing, because it is overwhelming at times. It is, Carmela, it can be really overwhelming. And this is part of you feel deeply. You really feel deeply. And because of that, the path of your life is led by the emotions that you're connected to. There's nothing wrong with you. That's what I want to say. There is nothing wrong with you. It's learning to manage and deal with all those fiery emotions that are going on inside of you, the battle that's raging of the dreams that you have, the passion that you have, this desire to show the world the way that you see it, the injustices that you want to take from the world and put onto canvas or into clay or into mosaics, Carmela, or into whatever your medium is. There's this desire to do that. And then there's the time and the life that pulls you the other way. So you are a contradiction in terms, you are this battle that is raging, but all of that is beautiful. And it's harnessing all of that, harnessing it and being able to put it into a structure that allows you to be that person and have your business and go out there and stand out in the marketplace. You don't have to be the greatest artist on the planet. Let's look at those three artists. Yeah. Look at some of the work of Picasso and question. He reverted to childlike painting in his later life. He said, it took me 4 years to paint like Raphael and a lifetime to paint like a child. He stripped things back from the complex cubism to very simplistic shapes and colors because that's what he wanted to portray. You don't have to be technically the best creative or artist out there. It's about expressing and exploring that inner turmoil that's going on inside you. This is why I love to work with creatives, because of the emotion, because of the ups and downs, because one day you know you're the best person on the earth at doing what you're doing, and the next day you hate yourself and you can't actually see yourself being successful. You've got imposter syndrome, you've got comparisonitis, you've got all this raging stuff going on. I help you keep that on the straight and narrow. That's my job. That's why I stepped up, because I've watched it for decades in so many women. I've watched so many women fight with this and lose. So many women who have been passionate and had this wonderful skill and haven't followed their dream. That pains me, because I want the next Picasso to be a woman. Doesn't have to be me, but I'd love it to be a female. It's no good just having a handful of role models, is it? We need lots of role models. And even now, if you look at some of the artists that are the younger artists that are coming through, Banksy, going to assume Banksy is a man? Don't know. Could be a woman, but we don't know, do we? Got to assume that. Cause, who is big on Instagram, he's male, massive on Instagram. I don't know why it ends up being a masculine thing. Women aren't listened to. Kirsten said that earlier on. Women are not listened to. Yeah, procrastinating and imposter syndrome. They're on the list. They're on the list. Yeah, women are not listened to enough, and their art is not taken seriously enough. Yeah, there's some massive messages out there. Sati, I love your art. It's really dark and light and passionate, and it shows your journey, and it's fabulous. But the critics are looking for something else, not that passion. But we've got to keep going. We've got to bring this to the world. So anyway, that's my rant for this morning. I'm going to keep doing this over the next couple of weeks, because getting into the mind of a creative is really understanding you, how you're feeling, where you are at now, and how I can help you move forward. So if you're not in my 5-day challenge, get in my 5-day challenge. It's ace. It's fun. We have loads of fun over those 5 days. I give you loads of value. You do loads of work. You come out the other end with ideas and with motivation and with that passion tapped into. And that is why I run my 5-day challenges. Yes, in the 5-day challenge, I launched my creative mastermind, because I'd love to work with you for a year, take you and turn you into this amazing thing, the next Picasso. In fact, better than Picasso. Forget Picasso, better. So that's what I love. I love working with creative women. So get yourself in the challenge. You can't even make a decision until you've done some of the work and you understand that you are one of thousands of women who feel exactly like you do. You are not alone. And that's the message. With your creative brain, with that beautiful, wacky, weird, creative brain of yours that goes all over the place with these emotions that are all over the place, you're not alone. I'm with you. I do the same. So does everybody watching on this live right now. So thank you for watching. You get as much in those 5 days. Thank you, Sati. Yeah. Thank you, Sati. It's a great 5 days. Come and join me. Just you get to know me. We have a laugh. It's great. So anyway, that's me. My voice is going. I'm still suffering with this lingering cold that's been in the background now for nearly 2 weeks. I'm sick of it. Coughing all the time. Got sore ribs. But hey, I'm fine. I'll be back on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. as normal on my normal Tuesday 7 p.m. slot, and next Thursday ranting more about the mind of a creative, because there's 35 points on here. And by the way, if you want a copy of this, just let me know. Tell me to send it to you on Messenger or whatever platform you are on, and I'll send it to you. No problem. Bye for now. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope the sun shines for you.